So for us, these are really two sides of the same coin. It's for us understood that we have to reduce our own emissions, and we have a net zero target to reduce our emissions by 2040. And we're making good progress. We reduced emissions by 25% last year. But we also understand we're a low-emitting company. We can do more. So for us, it's important to transition to net zero ourselves, but also to support global solutions for net zero. It doesn't necessarily mean buying carbon credits, but we make climate contributions. Last year, for example, 2 million to support climate solutions. So for us, it's not an either or, it's doing both at the same time, and we're very happy about the results that we're seeing from that. So we don't necessarily just purchase carbon offsets. For us, it's important that our climate contributions that we make across different areas, so decarbonization, nature protection, restoration, and carbon dioxide removal, have the highest long-term impact. That might not necessarily mean that the projects or the initiatives have carbon credits that come out of it. We also fund advocacy, we support indigenous people in getting land tenure, and these are not necessarily carbon credit projects, but we want these to be high impact projects for the global transition that we need, and we want these to be catalytic funding. So for CDR companies, we often try to find very innovative early stage companies where we accept the high risk that this is maybe not a long-term successful company, but we give them a chance. We give it an opportunity for a specific technology to be trialed out, and perhaps that is actually one of the more important ones that we're going to use in the future. I think the one crisis that we've all seen over the last years is trust. There's been a lot of promises that the voluntary carbon market hasn't been able to keep. And I think the second one is really that certain types of interventions, certain types of climate actions are not really supported by this logic of creating a carbon credit. So this is why our approach with these climate contributions really is trying to circumvent this. We work very closely with the organizations that we're supporting. We see them more as partners than somebody that we necessarily purchase something from. And that means that we can really be sure that there is something that's happening that also was promised to us. And at the same time, we have a flexibility in the type of interventions that we want to support. So the voluntary carbon markets, I think, have a space, but for some of the things that we want to do, they're not necessarily the best fit. I think there's a key piece here around standardization and making sure that it's clear what the project is really achieving, what is the assumptions it was based on. There needs to be, I think, a lot of work around methodologies. And ultimately, I think it's necessary to be close to some of these projects. And there's, I think, an inherent tension between scaling things and commoditizing carbon credits and being sure that actually what you're doing is on the ground, the thing that you want to support. And I don't think there's any easy solutions, and there's a lot of work that's going on. But ultimately, we feel like it's necessary to give buyers and overall society some certainty about the outcomes that are being supported. I would say think really about what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to support. I think there is a path that is buying carbon credits on an exchange, probably relatively cheaply to support a marketing claim. I don't think that's necessarily how you can have the most impact. We've been working at Klarna for a long time now with this approach of climate contributions. We don't feel like we're lacking the marketing claim. I think we have a lot of freedom to support the organizations that we want to support. The Milky Wire Climate Transformation Fund makes it possible for other organizations to join. Spotify has since joined, Avanza has since joined. So there really is now a bit of a movement to support solutions that are impact focused rather than supporting your own marketing claims. So take a look at that. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions around it. We'll be very happy to try and help you understand why we see this as the solution for some of the issues that we see in the carbon markets.